There, okay, sorry. Man, hello. Oh, today is not my day. Sorry, I'm finding something on a hard drive I have that I didn't think we would need. Here, I'll show you on here. Here's a MISC terabyte. So on here, I have a graphic I made of Juju. And it's on this terabyte hard drive, I believe. So I'm going to steal a photo on that. Pain indeed. All of this for just one photo. Thank you guys for joining me again. It's always good to just completely rip your stream in the middle of, 40 people watching. So thank you. Sorry, this is, as you can see, it's opening Photoshop. I was trying to either sacrifice my mic or sacrifice my camera, so my camera has been sacrificed. Here we go. Look, this guy, this Juju graphic I made. All I want is this photo of Heinz Field. This is all I want. All I want is, well, I guess I want the whole photo of Heinz Field. Of course, I didn't label anything because this is for me, so why do I need to label anything? Okay. Delete. Paste. Heinz Field. We did it. Great. Thank you. Okay, let me get rid of this. We don't need it. Yeah, exactly, Darren. Watch me not even use it. Three, two, one, camera. Magic. We did it, and we're back. Okay. Stressful. Stressful. Alright, we're going to group this together. We're going to call it Heinz. Let's see what this is. I think I have a layer on top. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't need that. That's fine. So now we've got Heinz Field down here at the bottom, and then we can take Claypool. We can put him in front of it. And let me see what we've got going down here. I want this set to 0 or 100%. So I guess whenever I was doing this, I wanted Heinz Field to blend in with the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do here a little bit better. Here's the thing though. I know I went in and did something. Let's do this time. You can hear me now. Different mic. Mic through here. Sorry, I needed a different photo. Mainly, I know that I spent the time clipping out all of Heinz Field, which is not what I grabbed. Yeah, I need this. This is what I need. And this. Again, apologies. I thought I had what I needed, and I did not have what I needed. Delete all this. Paste. Group together. Throw it in this group. Because I do not care about these background layers. This is what I want. Right there. Like that. But I do want this at the bottom. But I don't want the top. My day was going well until I completely screwed up the stream like 6 times. What is happening? Oh, I have this set to overlay. No, this thing took a while to mask out because I actually masked out all these little things. That definitely would have taken a while. Okay, now we're back where we want. We got it here. Let's toss it in the middle. Let's save this. Let's quit out of this. Oh, and I blew up again because I have an adapter connected to my computer. Because again, this is a Mac laptop and it does not have a USB cable on it. Which means, or it doesn't have an Ethernet on it. And the Ethernet cable I have in it is somewhat broken, so it unplugs incredibly easy, which is why the stream dropped again. So I'm going to quit out of this file. So I've got them down here, like I wanted. And go in here, turn as much of this Heinz Field back on as possible. And then, yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him stepping out of Heinz Field in super awesome fashion. Now I lost his selective color, so I got to throw that back up here. Save. Then we can just go in and we can mask out this leg. Whoop. And then we can just very carefully mask it back in, being aware of this shape here. So we'll go and do that. Mask it like this. A little bit there, a little bit over here. There, now he's coming out. But we need him to have some stuff going on. We need him to have a shadow, so we're going to have a shadow on him. And let me make sure I don't rip this for you guys again. There. We're back with the normal mic. Now we have double mics. Let me delete this. There. We're back to normal. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this Chase Claypool. I'm going to drop it down here on top of Heinz Field. I'm going to lower it a little bit like this. I'm going to add a color overlay to it. I'm going to set that to like a medium black. I'm going to then group that and multiply it. And then I don't need to put it in a group. Convert it to a smart object. Multiply it, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 5. You can mask it all out. and then mask it back in only to the front of Heinz Field here. And this should hypothetically make it look like he's stepping over Heinz Field. You know, maybe we even do, yeah, right here. This tiny little area. Yeah, we can sell that. That kind of looks like it. I would like it, though, if he was more centered in the whole composition. So we're just going to move him over like that a little bit. And then we'll go back in here. And we'll mask him out again. When did you start designing? Luca asks. It's a good question. So here's the story of how I started doing design. So my dad worked at a company called Moto Photo, which was an hour photo developing store. They don't exist anymore because people don't go get filmed developed. But back in the day, you had to do this thing called get filmed developed. So he worked there, and we would have photos taken essentially at our Little League games. So he would then take those photos and make little cutouts of them. He would make fake sports cards with them, essentially. So when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I was using like Adobe Photoshop Elements. Convert to Smart Object, Gaussian Blur. There we go. So I was using Adobe Photoshop Elements, and that's really what first got me started using any sort of Photoshop, was using that. And then I got into that. We even had a career day, like as 8th graders, for like the 7th graders or 6th graders or something. And I was like, hey, look, this is what you can do in Adobe Photoshop and graphic design. You know, I don't know what I was talking about. I was just basically taking all those generic filters and applying them to the same image and being like, look, this is goofy. You can twist it and you can make it super colored or whatever. And my brother, who's in the chat, can confirm this for me. So then I was in high school, and there was a digital design class that I could take. And what that basically allowed me to do was half of my junior year of high school and half of my senior year of high school was in a class which was all design. It was called digital design. So I applied for that, got into it. They only take 2 kids from the school because it's actually at a different school. I got into that with another friend of mine, Brent, and basically took it from there. And that's how I got a scholarship to Sinclair Community College. So I've been using Photoshop since I was like 10, 11, or 12. And then I did some stuff in high school, did some stuff in college. You know, obviously I went to college for design. So that is pretty much in a nutshell when I started designing and how I started designing. So I want to turn this black real quick so I can see what's going on in the background. Again, we're going to change all that. Let me hide these. These are sparks, whatever. Okay, so we got a cool composition going on here. I'm going to make Chase a little bit smaller. Blowing up here. Okay. So I said I was going to do some lighting techniques. So let's do that. We need to put him in a background, though, for something. So let's pull up. Let's find a photo of Heinz Field. So I'm going to do this handy dandy thing called Google Advanced Image Search. We're going to type in Heinz Field. I want a nighttime shot of Heinz Field. I want it to be bigger than 4 megapixels. Perfect. Let's do this one. because this photo is huge. And this photo has no fans in it. And there are no fans at NFL games. So we've got double the dose of Heinz Field on here. Always good. I want to make this huge, but I want to make it big enough that you can see both of these light sources. So then I'm going to hit a little bit of curves on this. I'm going to hide this. So what I'm doing here is I want to find the darkest point. Basically, I'm making the sky not blue. You know, that works. So we've got Chase here. We've got the sparks up here in the front, which are cool looking things. I want to add some more stuff to that. So I'm going to convert this to a smart object. I'm going to double click this smart object. I'm going to save this out to my desktop as Chase Smart. I'm going to go back here and hypothetically, if I right click this and replace the contents with this Chase Smart file, it'll replace and completely break everything. So good, let's not do that. Alex is not a designer. Alex is an improver. An actor is what he does. All right, so we got Chase here in the front. Actually, I don't want to turn this into a smart object. We'll do that later. Yeah. Got our smart object group. Delete this. So I've got Chase in the front here. I've got a bit of a background. I really don't need the bottom, so I'm going to drag it up. I'm actually just going to make it so he's sort of hard changing it down here. Maybe we take the Steelers logo. Oh, that's the Steelers. It's not even the logo. Okay, that makes sense. We're going to hide that. Means we can bump this up for no reason. Make it a little bit smaller for no reason, other than to get more lighting on there. Okay, so now we're going to do some lighting effects. So we're going to dump the exposure. -2. No, we'll just see what 2 looks like. Too much. +15, -1.5. Okay, so we dump the exposure down. Then we're going to take a curves adjustment layer. We're going to bump it up. This is for just the highlights. So we're going to go to blend if and change the underlying layer to something like 100. Something like that. That looks good. So then we're going to add yellow. No, we don't need to add anything to this because we have a white light. So now we're going to throw our highlights back in. This is, again, similar to what Jonathan Ogstow does. This is a slightly different method. This is using the reverse curves method, which you can look up at your leisure on YouTube. Just search reverse curves method. I'm actually going to go into this photo of Chase. I have no idea what this is. This is part of his hair, sort of. But I don't know what part of his hair that is. So I'm just going to mask it out because it's bugging me. And because if you don't know what his hair looks like, and I don't know what his hair looks like, whoever's watching and sees this on the internet is not going to know what his hair looks like. We don't need this. So now it's gone. That looks better. Could probably make it look better. So we're going to take that same brush. We're going to brush around over here for some highlights. Sort of general lighting from here, general lighting from here. That's bad. We're going to make a selection of Chase. We're going to go to select, modify, contract. That's not enough. Select modify contract. Sorry, it's on 3 pixels. Now I'm going to change it to 6. Adjustments, curves. Boost that up a whole bunch. Hey Bennett, how's it going? Reverse it, apply it, and then we're going to feather it a bunch. 12. 12 is good, but we want to, we want to make sure the underlying layer, we want to make sure like his eyelashes and stuff look normal. I think that's too much. I'm going to dumb that down just a little bit. Yeah, like that. And this exposure is a little too much. -1. So I'm going to make another curves layer. We're going to drop it down a bunch. And I don't want this to apply to highlights, so we're going to drop down from the highlights. Invert the layer. And I'm just going to apply this. That's too much. To the inside here. Here's really what I want. I want it to look like the light is coming from around him, which this sort of does. This is hastily done. You could spend 30 minutes just doing this. You could spend an hour just doing this. The more time you spend on it, the better it's going to look. So I'm going to put this curves layer up top here. I'm going to brighten up some of his face actually. Brighten up some of these areas here. So then we throw these sparks back on here. It's going to have all this stuff in the background, and they're really gonna pop. I'm just gonna get rid of this exposure layer. Yeah, we need this exposure layer here. Noah, where do I get my brushes? I've made some of these. I've made these brushes here. Brad's brushes. I've got a video on YouTube actually on how you can make your own brushes. I've got some from, yeah, these are what Bennett's talking about are these brushes here. There's a free pack. There's a URL. You go to my website and go to bradleyjackdesign.com/linkup. That's where you can find that. They're in there. There's some quick brushes I made. Sure. Looks okay. Okay, so what I want to do, this is like an okay composition. You know, I don't really like some of this stuff. I'm trying to think of what it is. Does this do anything? Yes, it does. I'm just cycling through some blending modes to see if it does anything that I like. Which it's not going to. Luminosity. That's what I want. So I changed this to luminosity because it was dulling the color. What happens if I set these to luminosity as well? So I'm going to change this exposure to like -0.5, -0.5. There, that looks better. So it's not killing the colors now on here. What's my second favorite kind of designing? It's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer to that question, but it's a good question. So I'm gonna make another sort of rim light around this. Curves, boost up the back, apply this, invert it. I'm gonna set the feather to like 3. We're gonna save this. Thanks for chatting, Luca. Thanks for sticking around with us today with all the issues we had. Okay, so what I'm going to do as well is this background. I'm actually going to convert this to a smart object. I'm going to duplicate it, set it to screen, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 25. Cool. I'm going to invert that, and I'm just going to paint with a big old soft brush over here to make it look like these are brighter. Oh, nice, Bennett. Alright, so we got this thing going on. I don't know if we need to add anything else to the background, but what I might want to add is something else here. So the sparks are going to go here. So to really sell that, where's my Chase Claypool stuff? Claypool. Got this image of Claypool, then I'm gonna put it right here. All right, let's edit this photo real quick. Very quickly. Let me just do something real quick. Okay, thank you. All right, so how I'm going to edit this is I'm going to use my action, BJD yellow fix. I'm going to toss this over here. I used yellow fix because it completely blows out and destroys the yellow, so we have that back on. But I'm going to paint with the brush tool. That's B, the brush tool, Brad. B for Brad. Going to paint up here because I don't want his hair and his skin to be as yellow because it looks a bit weird. I want it to be more red like that. Of course, I use a soft brush so it bleeds out very easily, but I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to select the subject here like we did before. We already cut this out, didn't we? Yeah. What am I doing? I gotta cut this out again. Of course. I wonder if I saved that anywhere. Thought this looked familiar. Okay, so we're going to clip this out again real quick. Even though I already cut this out, but you guys might not have saw that because I self-sabotage blew up the stream on accident. I really don't want to cut this out again because I want to do other stuff so I could show you guys. What's up, the Chad Nick? I appreciate that you like the videos. That's why I make them. And I think I'm good at teaching how to do this stuff, so I think it works out. Man, you guys, it's just like a party in here with you guys knowing people. That's awesome. In my mind, that means you associate yourself with people who want to learn more, which is good. Okay, so we're cutting this out again, because I already cut this out because it was in the background. I deleted it, so it's gone. Yeah. What do we got here? Blah, 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 blah. Cut. Back. Sure. This is gonna be on my desktop somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so let's replace content. Replace it with this. And we've got Claypool here. Oh, hey, Braden. See, like, this looks cool. Like, super huge like that in the background. This is kind of what I wanted to do beforehand. Nope, 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 nope. Alright, so I'm going to do something super simple. Didn't really need to clip this out because we are going to... I'm going to cut it out from here. You can't really do that though on a white surface, as you can see. The quick select. Actually, the quick select's working pretty well. Our
Quick
best friend.
select.
I'm going to use the magnetic lasso tool, and I'm going to change the frequency to like 99. So when I click and drag, it's going to make a whole bunch of points. This is how I used to cut stuff out. Before quick select was like good. Would cut stuff out with the magnetic lasso tool. Because it magnets to where it thinks the line is based on contrast. So if I go slowly like this, it hypothetically should cut out this Claypool back part of his jersey pretty easily, and you can click and it'll add a point, and then you can turn corners like this. This is how a lot of people probably use the pen tool. They have all these things. So let's select this, delete the layer mask. Let's go up to select the mask, and then we can fix this a little bit. Mainly we can get rid of this. Hey, Photoshop, do what I said. Get rid of this and this. Here's the thing, this doesn't have to be perfect because it's on white. Yikes, that looks bad. Alright, we're not doing that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to convert this bottom layer into a smart object. What I like to do actually is highlight everything, make a mask of it, and then make a new, make a smart object out of that. Convert to smart object. There. Because now we have, now if I move it around, it's clipped to the edges. And I have a reasoning for doing that, but I can't tell you off the top of my head. It's because if you like replace it with stuff, it just breaks. So basically I'm just going to go in and I'm going to replace this file we had, the smart filters. I'm just going to drag them on top and delete the other layer. So then we have our new I don't know what just happened. Okay, let's drop this down here. Delete. Why are there two of these here? that's why I'm confused. There. But I need to go into the smart object because there's no background. And I just need to make this black. I just need to make this black. I just need to make this black. There we go. Okay. So now, if we go back to where we were, we have everything. So now I want to go up to these Claypools, and I want to make these Claypools bigger. So then it looks like they're sort of zooming in. on here. Now this top one doesn't look like it's blurred that much because there's no blur. Look at that. So I'm just gonna find, is this one blurred? Ah, see, this one has 2 filter galleries because I accidentally dragged the wrong thing. So if we go like this and delete the smart filter, I forget which is which. Gaussian blur filter gallery. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. So whatever's on bottom is being applied first. So I need to make sure Gaussian blur is on the bottom. Like that. And then make sure filter gallery is on top of that. So this is what we have. So this is cool. I like the composition and sort of settings we have. There's probably a lot we can do with this, but I don't want to go over my normal time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hang out with this. We're going to try a couple things. So we're going to plug some things. So I downloaded some of Ethan J. Design's assets. So I'm going to look and take a look at some of these assets and see how I can use them. And if there's one thing I like, it's light leaks like this. These are my jam. And then lens objects, what do we got here? Oh, these are good too. And that's why I got these. Look at this. Look at all these beautiful lens objects. You can drag some of these on top, set them to screen. Put them on top of these glass layers to add a little bit more depth so the glass is refracting or reflecting some light. Toss one of these. Throw it down here, set it to screen. See, look at that. That looks cool. Already using them. Already using these. Let's do this. Let's toss this up, set it to screen. Have it look like it's coming off of this light. Thanks, Danny. Got some lens flares we can throw in here. I'm gonna go back to these light leaks though. I like these. These are nice. The best thing about these light leaks is there's a lot of color. Never have too much color in a good light leak. Like this. Per usual, levels layer to get rid of some of the fuzz. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so he's got these LUTs. He's got these make 'em pop LUTs. So I want to see what some of these do. Need to look at something real quick. I'm looking inside my computer for something. Can probably do that. Trying to see if I can figure out where these LUTs are stored on my computer. He's got a bunch in here. He's got a bunch of stuff in here. So I might have to play around with some of these LUTs. He's got a Make It Pop LUT set. This is the Make It Pop LUT set, but he also has some orange teal LUTs, and orange teal LUTs are always pretty good. I'm gonna make another one. Let's do another layer. Load LUT. We're gonna do another make it pop. I'm gonna play around with these for sure. I might have to play with these a little bit later. So I'm going to add a couple things to this that I like to add to my designs. So I'm going to do a basic gradient map, as you can see here. Gradient map. Yep. Hide. Let's grab some color here. That one's good. Gradient map color lookup. Basically, I just want to add some color to this like that. I'm going to set that to soft light at like 20%. 10%. Hue, color. I just want to give it a little bit of a... Yeah, let's do that. Soft light. 25%. Brings everything together just a little bit. Let me hit some of my default buttons real quick. I asked people what I'm known for, and someone said lens dirts, and I said yes. Yes, sir. That is correct. Boom. Hitting the keyboard a billion times and don't know what I'm hitting. Let's do this. Oh, I want to do one thing too. I think that might sell some of this glass. And there we go. Throw the gradient map on top of that. Set it to 100%. Now it's all yellow. So these assets I've played around with, and I haven't played around with them much. His name's Ethan J. Design. He does a lot of stuff for the NBAs. Very good at what he does. And I like light leaks and stuff. So I went ahead and bought some stuff he has on his website. Okay, so I want to do some final tweaks, but actually what I want to do in each of these layers that have this glass, I'm going to duplicate that layer, drop it underneath. I'm going to go into blend it. I'm going to get rid of green, and then I'm going to move it slightly. And what this does is it basically offsets it or sort of refracts it. So what it's doing basically, and it's only showing red and blue, or it's only showing red, or it's only showing red and green, which make yellow. So I might want to do that. So you see if I turn it off and on, does this. So what if I do, this is red and green. What if I make this bottom one only blue? What does that look like? Nothing. Yeah, Ethan is actually part of the reason I wanted to do sports design. I would see his stuff on social media and I was like, that looks cool. I want to do that. Oh, sorry, we're doing green and yellow. So what I'm doing is I'm just duplicating a layer inside of these. Do I want to set this to anything? I guess I could set it to screen. And getting rid of the blue. What that basically does, if I set it to normal actually, So what it's doing is it's only showing, it's not showing the blue layer. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I can move it around a bunch. Let me show you what happens if it's only like the red layer. Yeah, that's better. So you can do like that sort of 3D looking thing with it. Really, it just distorts it. And I want it to be distorted more. So as you can see there, so it's sort of like the light or the glass is affecting it with the color. So it looks like that. And I can just hop up here and actually make a hue and saturation layer and go to the cyans and change the hue of this. What is sus SW visuals? Is this a light leak? Where is this? This? I think he uses After Effects. This looks pretty good for me though for the night. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some final edits. I do a little bit of that here, but not really. I fake what he does, sort of. Let me just throw my generic color lookup on this. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new layer. Hit Shift Option Command E, convert that to a smart object. And then we can go into Camera Raw and we can do some final tweaks to this. So maybe we need a little bit more contrast. Maybe we dehaze a little bit. Let's add a little bit of vibrance. We don't want to boost up the clarity, that looks bad. I like to add a little bit of... See, I can distort it here. I can start distorting it like that. And I can go to Effects, add a little bit of grain as well to blend this all together. That's what I'm going to do right now, Danny. So what you can do is you can go to the lens correction, which brings up this. You can go to custom over here and basically drag it over to the right hand side. And you can see that it distorts the crap out of it. And it does it more if you move these bars over. So what I want to do is I want to move over red and green and move this over. So what this is doing is it's going to make it more yellow. I'll show you what it's doing. I'll try and show you what it's doing. So if I make this -100, -100, it's moving the green and red, and then if I do 100, it's moving the blue. So then it's yellow. Dang it. Hit escape too many times. Okay. I usually do like 3 to distort things. Let's do 6. -100, -100, 100. Maybe we want to add a little bit of vignette to it. Hit OK. Maybe we convert this to a smart object and then do it again. -6, -100, -100, 100. You can just play around. Ow, ugh. Oh, I did -6. I want to do normal 6. There's the problem. See, so now it looks like it's zooming in. Now it's completely messing up his face, which we don't want. So I'll change that to 3. And then what I like to do is you can also then go to... I'm trying something different. What you could do is then you could rotate something slightly like this. And it's only showing the yellows. But you can see on the edges what I'm doing. But I'm going to mask this out, and I really only want this to apply to the edges. Whoa. Soft brush. use a soft brush. Then when I tweak down here in the edges, you can see sort of like what he does. Oops. Oops. D. Oh, see, he just asked. Maybe he'll just tell you. So you can see we've sort of rotated things a bit. There's a bit of a blur. We can also then filter, blur, radial blur, and then set radial blur to zoom at like 3. Best. Go. And then it will blur it. I think I did that to the mask, not the actual image. There we go. See, that's why you want to do this radial blur, and let's do like 1 pixel. So now everything on the outside is blurred. Mix of filter blurs, duplicate and merge layer, then changing the RGB channel and masking. That's actually what that's kind of what I'm doing right now, actually. So that's cool. That's actually literally what I'm doing. I'm filter blurring it with channels layers on top of it. So that's funny. All right, I think we're done. I might just go through and look at some of these LUTs to see if I want to add one of these LUTs to this. Or if I want to add one of these light leaks. Because I love light leaks. They just look so good. I'm going to add another light leak on top. It's the same light leak we used over there. We'll just do this. Pop in like that. Screen adjustments, levels down here. Drag black over to get rid of any of these haze. And save. Alright guys. I might play around with some of these LUTs. But I think that's a stopping point for us. We did what we wanted to do. We've got a cool looking Chase Clayfield. Chase Clayfield? Who the hell is Chase Clayfield? Chase Claypool Design. Vignette gang. Want me to add a vignette to this? I can. But I don't need to. Trying to find my logo so I can toss it on here. But thank you for joining me in this wacky evening. Jordan, we had some issues. I will stitch these videos together and re-upload them for tomorrow. Some stuff doing this. It's cool because I'm always learning new things. You know, with stuff. I think searching on my computer is breaking it, so that's always fun. I don't know why I'm like searching my computer for my logo, but I should know where it is. So it's like, it's just kind of silly. Like I know exactly where it is on my computer. Let me find it. But hey, thank you guys for joining me. If you guys have any suggestions for something you want to see in the future, in a future stream, let me know. You guys have a nice night. I think next week I'm going to do a Q&A or just a demonstration. So it's going to be more educational than just hanging out. So let me know what you guys want to see with that. But until then, I'm happy you guys were quick to select to spend your time with me. And I will see you guys next week.